Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And welcome to the Main Street Cinema, the show where we talk about the finer points of filmmaking.
Big or small.
And Dragon, gosh darn it, we had our plans all laid out. We're building up to something. I won't say exactly what because I don't want to date the podcast, but then this had to come out, and it's Ant-Man, Dragon. It's Ant-Man. We have to talk about the Ant-Man.
Yep.
So you and we're both, I feel like we're both kind of bigger fans of Ant-Man than a lot of people. Like, I know it's got its fair share of fans, but I feel like you and we really appreciate the, please don't take this as a pun, the smaller scale of Ant-Man compared to other franchises in the MCU. I feel like the movies really set aside that kind of like niche, like, all right, we're not about saving the world, we're about stealing some shit. It's like it's that really fun. It's definitely got an Edgar Wright flair to it. And honestly, Dragon, just going off of my first reactions to the trailer, this trailer kind of feels like even more of an Edgar Wright movie than the first one did in a lot of ways. And I feel like this is going to be a lot of fun. Dragon, I'm sure that you're into it based on your love of gadgetry and whatnot. I'll let you, of course, talk about that. But throughout the trailer, we just see so many clever uses of the size manipulation. And I gotta say, Dragon, this is 3 for 3 so far. MCU is just kicking ass in 2018.
Oh, yes. And of course, for the record, folks, we know Edgar Wright is not the director of this.
He probably has nothing to do with this one at all.
We know Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed's doing a great job, though. He's capturing Edgar Wright flair. He's doing something right, that Peyton Reed. Good for him. But, boy, oh boy, I was very delighted to see this. And honestly, I was thought we were going to have to wait on this because, it's going to be after the big event that is Infinity War. And honestly, when this revealed itself, I got a lot of surprise news today. There's a lot of surprises in the last 2 days for me, but this day was full of like, oh my god, like there's Ant-Man. It's out already. All right, and I found out apparently what they did. And I think
I can't believe that we got the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer before the Han Solo trailer.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting a feeling we're gonna get the Han Solo trailer soon, given like stuff that's coming up. But we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's see, it's funny if I'm right. If I heard this right, there was a reason they premiered this today was because Black Panther was having a premiere somewhere, and they had like
this Black Panther premiered last night. Dragon, not to date this podcast or anything, but holy crap, the buzz is amazing.
Yeah, so here's why I bring it up. There was this great little display they had for like the red carpet essentially, and it was like they had like a Wakandan panther sculpture sculpted outside the entrance, and it looked awesome. But next to that, and this is why I bring it up, I'm hoping getting this right, is that there was like a little. It's like if you paid attention, you'd see there's like a little poster for Ant-Man and the Wasp, like a little. With like a little card that says tomorrow. So basically, people would take pictures of it and say, hey,
okay.
Tomorrow. So basically, this was advertised secretly. It was like a little. It was like about the size of not even maybe like a sheet of paper, like a foot tall poster, with like standee poster.
Wow.
With like a little index, not an index card, but like a little like a nameplate card next to it saying tomorrow and premieres.
That's pretty incredible.
Yes. Oh my god, that's awesome. So anyways, so today was a great surprise with Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm very much looking forward to this. I love the first Ant-Man. Honestly, I think for Ant-Man, I think everyone feels this to a degree, not just us. In that, I think just Paul Rudd's likability in some ways shapes Ant-Man so much. In that Ant-Man is a tremendously likable and rewatchable movie in the MCU. It really is. It's just like, is it as spectacular as the Captain America films? Maybe not. But is it just like kind of this great like representation of like the fun sense of adventure and family and cool factor that Marvel is? Yes, and
Yeah, yeah,
it's
well put, well put.
that's what I'm saying. Ant-Man is just is one of the most rewatchable kind of nexus of the Marvel universe. It feels like down to earth, like like it's you putting yourselves in the shoes of a world where the amazing can happen right under your nose, and that's what Ant-Man really is. So that always gets me hyped for. And honestly, Ant-Man and the Wasp is this trailer. The last thing I'll say is overall this trailer is that it feels. This is honestly what I need to starve me and distract me. Not starve to distract me from Infinity War. This is the kind of stuff I need to distract me from the spine tingling occurrence that will be Infinity War. Just great stuff like this that I'm going to be like, oh man, I can't wait till Ant-Man and the Wasp is out. And then of course practically what's going to feel like tomorrow. Oh look, Infinity War, even better.
Right, right.
Like Infinity War, Deadpool 2, Han Solo. Who knows?
Well, yeah, with Han Solo, especially, who knows? But
yes. So again, it's been a bountiful day.
all right, so Dragon, let's get into it. Let's break this. I was gonna say son of a bitch, but I don't know. Let's break this family picture down.
All right. So yeah, San Francisco.
I talked today, apparently.
All right, San Francisco and Civil War.
Yes, and I like how we established San Francisco not from the Golden Gate Bridge, Dragon. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I like that the Golden Gate Bridge is like it's intimated, but it's not showcased. It's like it's suggested. Like people know it. They don't need it in your face.
Right, right. I like how this movie's like illustrating other sides of San Francisco. It's very much in the vein of like a San Francisco type movie, but you're right, it doesn't go for the whole in your face like, hey look, the Golden Gate Bridge is in every shot.
So this trailer, this has one of the things I really love addressed in a movie, especially in the MCU with the Civil War opening. I love that we address aftermath. I love that we address the aftermath of Ant-Man. He was kind of he was arrested by Tony Stark's team, and he was broken up by Captain America, and we kind of addressed that with this gag, which a lot of people are saying, "Hey, big plot hole. Why wasn't Wasp in Civil War?" And now we have like a little addressment here where it's, Wasp is saying, "Hey, look, I have one question. If you were," or Scott saying to Janet, saying to Hope, "Hey, if I asked for your help, would you shown up?" It's hard to tell, but you wouldn't have gotten caught. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, yeah. And Evangeline Lilly, I really like how they changed up her hair. She's got longer hair. She's got scraggly hair. I'm liking her look this movie, Dragon.
Yeah. So again, right off the bat, we're moving forward in the MCU. We're not exactly nailing down where we are in terms of the events like
Is this that's the big question, right? That's the $1 million question for this movie, pre or post Infinity War.
Yeah, because their suggestion is that it's probably going to be set before Infinity War.
That'd be my guess. That'd be my guess.
And it's kind of funny. Ant-Man almost had that with the first movie. It almost did. It is after Ultron, but it's people wondering when it was coming out. Is it going to be like set before that so we can tie it in there? But it's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this shot got me very excited because again, this sense of aftermath. Okay, somehow he's allowed to walk free, but at the same time, he's under house arrest, and the FBI is keeping tabs on Scott Lang.
So, Dragon, here's my guess on this gadget. I feel like this is a gadget to keep the ankle bracelet on, no matter how small or large he gets.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's cool.
What do you think? What do you think?
I like it. I think it's a good theory. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So speaking of that,
just think about it. If he could just like shrink, then the ankle bracelet could just fall off, and there you go. No more ankle bracelet.
Now, speaking of the ankle bracelet, I want to say what I love what we're doing with Scott Lang here, and we even had this in Civil War, and I like that we keep like a recurring theme with Scott Lang, is that he is very much the ex-con. That's a symbol of being an ex-con, the house arrest bracelet, like the tracking, the tracking ankle bracelets. They might be not house arresting, but basically so they can monitor him. You never know. So that might be something like specific. Yeah, we know you got people to save and stuff. Just want to make sure we can keep tabs on you, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Unclear. Now, what we're continuing to address with the FBI. And by the way, speaking of the FBI, we don't see him in this trailer, but we know he's coming. Randall Park, who I've finished Veep finally. I'm caught up on Veep, and Randall Park, he plays a character in that. And Randall Park, a good actor. He's in a lot of things. Nice guy. He is playing a character by the name of Jimmy Woo. Jimmy Woo was an FBI agent turned SHIELD agent, and given that SHIELD is no longer in the, it's been kind of ousted in the.
Yeah, a little bit.
The point is, SHIELD's complicated now. Let's just say that much. SHIELD's complicated. The point is, we didn't really have like a in-your-face SHIELD, and I think we're just going to get like I don't think we're going to get so much the FBI to SHIELD arc that we do with Jimmy Woo. I just think it's going to be like he's an FBI agent who like maybe we don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. So Jimmy Woo, he's just probably going to be an FBI agent with the best of intentions who has to go after. He has to keep tabs on Scott Lang, and he's under house arrest and surveillance. It would seem in this trailer, and he's dealing with his family and friends paying the price for superheroics. That's really the vibe I'm getting here.
So Michael Keaton once again, or I'm sorry, not Michael Keaton, Michael Douglas.
Oh, but if they could squeeze Keaton in this, I'm not. Michael Keaton, if you're listening, please tell me you're in this movie. No.
Just get like a cameo because he's still alive. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah. Anyway. So yes, Hank Pym.
Yeah, Michael Douglas just once again looks like he's on fire. I love how throughout the trailer you can tell that his character is going to be very resentful of Scott throughout the movie, I feel like.
I'm not sure about that. I just think honestly what I'm getting a sense of with Hank is that Hank, and it's not the most original thought, but I honestly think where they're going with it is that Hank Pym, he feared his technology getting out and getting into the hands of Stark or S.H.I.E.L.D. or anyone. Now the FBI is kind of gunning for him, and now he's in the public eye. So I think it's going to be more of a pursuit to I have to make sure my technology does not fall into the wrong hands. I got to be able to protect him, especially with the main bad guy of this movie, who we'll be getting into momentarily, who was all about.
I'm just saying, like, I understand all that, Dragon, and you're not wrong. I'm just saying, like, in terms of Hank's arc with Scott, I can totally picture it being a whole, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Well, we definitely know that Hank's not a fan of the Avengers, so I could see that.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Dragon, as soon as I saw this, I knew that you'd love it.
Yes, this for me was, if I had to pick one word to describe this trailer in this moment right here, I would say euphoric. I had to pause it when I watched this because I was just when he shrunk the building, and then when I played it again, and then he pulled up the handle, I had to pause it yet again because I was losing my mind.
Okay, here's the brilliant thing about the handle that I love, Dragon.
I know.
The fact that on top of the actual building, hold on.
Yep. It's an air vent.
Well, yeah, it looks like an air vent.
Yeah.
It looks like an air vent.
Yep.
But you got to imagine the actual handle is constructed throughout all the stories.
Like the keychain on the tank.
It's like I love the symmetrics and the logic of that. Oh man, you just spend days just thinking about how Hank put that together.
I just love this image. Makes me so happy and so excited for this. Just this image right. Tiki is this image right here makes me so happy.
So here's the thing, Dragon. I hope that there's something in place to bolt down like all the furniture and everything, or else like as soon as that building tilts like this, everything's going to go flying.
I would imagine like all the equipment would be placed in like it'd be locked and sealed in certain things, and then everything else. Even if I imagine it's a giant building with like a lot of empty workspace, and just he bolted down all the equipment before he left. Or something.
Okay.
That's a guess.
Anyways, yes.
But yeah, it's just euphoric gadgetry pleasure right here. Just it's great.
And this is going to be the first gadget you see. Okay, so let's talk about this ship, Drag, because I feel like the ship is mostly going to focus into Act 3. And my guess is this is probably going to be what gets us to the original Wasp.
Yes, I'm calling it the shrink ship until I know otherwise. That's kind of what this.
Honey, I shrunk the ship.
Funny. Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right. Honestly, what I think the plot of this movie is going to be, I think it's they're basically going to be trying to assemble, assemble some technology while under siege so they can save Jan. I think that's the main plot of the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's basically okay. We got to build our tech, but now Scott's he's in the public eye, and now people are trying to steal our technology. We need this technology. And it's probably gonna be like stealing it back and forth, and kind of an espionage plot.
I definitely think this is going to be the MacGuffin of the movie, like the big thing that they need to steal.
Yeah. Well, again, honestly, it might be less like trying to steal one thing. It might be like stealing back and forth,
Sure,
like the
sure.
parts to make it, if not the whole thing itself.
Uh-huh. And of course, we'll see it later on in the trailer. Okay, so
Right.
this is
Yeah.
Ghost, right?
Yes, that's Ghost, and you'll see right here what's about to happen when Ghost is hand. Watch this. Okay, well, Ghost's hand, it's kind of a blink and you miss it moment, so it might be hard to capture on video. But Ghost's hand, it phases, and what we're doing with Ghost is that's Ghost brought to life perfectly. That Ghost has phasing tech. Ghost can literally ghost through walls, like astral, not astral projection, but they can basically kind of phase through
So
walls. And
Ghost is Lawrence Fishburne.
no. Ghost is not Lawrence Fishburne. Ghost is no. Lawrence Fishburne's a good guy.
Okay,
Uh,
I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I thought that Ghost was a because I know in the comic book that Ghost is a male and
yeah,
they
right there is the face.
gender reversed it.
Yeah. So the phase right there. My speculation is that I think it's a possible connect to the quantum realm. I want to say that the ghost suit might be using like tap it. And imagine an abbreviated version of tapping into the quantum realm. Basically, you remove the regulator, you're in like kind of the Doctor Strange quantum realm. I think that's what's powering this suit, so it can phase like that. That's a
Oh, that's
guess.
crazy.
Regardless, this phasing technology, Ghost, the character, why it's so perfect for Ant-Man, I was so excited. It's Ghost is technically an Iron Man villain. Again, Ghost is a cool character. I've always loved the design of Ghost. Ghost was a great villain because this character is a corporate saboteur. It's like not a hitman for hire, but a saboteur for hire. This is a character who steals company secrets, steals technology, sabotages companies, which you can imagine would be perfect for going up against Tony Stark or an Iron Man. In this case, makes a lot of sense for stealing technology and doing what Hank Pym's worst fear is, stealing his technology and letting it fall into the wrong hands. So Ghost is a perfect foil for Ant-Man in the MCU, and we're going to get a really good look at Ghost later on. I'm so excited. We'll get there.
Okay.
And Lawrence Fishburne is Bill Foster, and Bill Foster is an intellect that kind of rivals almost Scott Lang's. It would seem in this because Bill Foster essentially he turns into a not a hero that shrinks, but he turns into Goliath, who essentially is like a giant man. Now, I'm not saying we're going to do that with Lawrence Fishburne here. I'm just saying that's what he is in the comics. Bill Foster becomes this character called Goliath, who essentially is someone who can turn just into a giant man.
So just to be clear, he's not Giant Man. That's still Scott Lang / Hank Pym.
Yeah, just the guy who in the comics turned into a giant, like Giant Man.
Okay, okay.
And with Fishburne, mainly the main claim to fame with Bill Foster, what he will probably do in this movie is this is the guy who perfects the Pym particles. So basically, you could probably get a shot thanks to this guy, where Ant-Man is tiny without a helmet on. Like he's the guy who's going to get the bugs out of the shrinking tech. So this is a guy who's going to be very much in like an upgrade capacity. Someone Hank Pym can trust, or for all we know, maybe he thinks he can trust. It's going to betray him. We don't know. They could do some twists and turns with Bill Foster. You never know. Lawrence Fishburne's a big he's a longtime Marvel fan. He's been wanting to get a piece of the MCU for a long time. So he's finally gotten his wish on this. Of course, the return of an Antony, if not someone to
I
honor.
wonder if he's going to have another cute ant pun name.
I hope so. I hope so.
Okay, so all the car chases in this movie just look so fun. They look like freaking Hot Wheels, Dragon.
This bad guy again. I don't think. All right, this might be the corporate bad guy we're gonna get.
This is Walton Goggins.
Yeah, that's the Walton Goggins character. Do you remember the name of the character?
I don't remember the name of the character, no. But
yeah, well, the point is
I'm
Goggins.
excited for Walton Goggins just because the last thing I saw him in was Hateful Eight, and Hateful Eight, not a perfect movie by any stretch, not one of the better Tarantino movies, but Goggins himself probably had the best arc in Hateful Eight. So,
well, regardless, Goggins he's playing a character who essentially is like a kind of another evil Iron Man businessman. And if I were to guess,
So
my guess,
essentially kind of like a Sam Rockwell type.
if well less, well, they could go that route. I'm saying people have made the comparison. He essentially is another Obadiah Stane. Where
Okay.
what I think they're going to do, though, I think simply he's going to be the guy who's hiring Ghost to steal the technology, and that's why he probably has like a theme and everything going on with the white and gold.
Uh-huh.
And I love that he themed everything to the white and gold because looked like the motorcycles are also like white and gold. So he's got a this guy. I think he's going to have more style than people are imagining. With the whole Obadiah Stane comparison, I think this guy might have like a little something extra with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if they go the whole Yellow Jacket direction, I'm fine with that because Corey Stoll, he had a lot of he was a unique version of like kind of what could have been written off as an Obadiah Stane bad guy. He was like delightfully kind of crazy.
Also, I just really like the fact that it's San Francisco and they're taking advantage of like the steep streets with the car chases.
That's cool.
Okay, Dragon, this was my money shot of the trailer, honestly.
I love that.
I love that idea. I love the whole like, the instant shrinking and then getting under the car and then like Dragon, as a gamer, I like that. Like I feel like you could make a whole game mechanic out of something like that.
Tiki, I tell you this, my favorite shot of that, I just love like the little PIM thing, little switch for the PIM particles in the car. The idea is that Hank Pym, I love that he's using more shrinking tech here, and we see he's very much like a Doc. He seems more Doc Brown-esque in this movie, and I love it, where he's almost like a flux capacitor built into the thing, where he has like he's retrofitted all sorts of things just in case of an emergency, and like now he's calling it he's putting into use where he has like this shrinking band, so he can evade cars and be used for these practicalities. It's great. But he's reinforcing. I always love a good vehicle. That's always great. And speaking of just kind of great stuff with the shrinking tech, Return of Giant Man in a very Godzilla-like manner.
Dragon, I also love the fact that it's on a ferry.
You know what? Here's the thing. I read this as I didn't see it as a ferry, but that's cool. I didn't think of that. Oh well, now I feel stupid. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Also, Walton Goggins is the guy in the center with the briefcase.
Yeah, that's again. I think he's going to be the guy hiring the saboteur. One, he's kind of been like that suit that kind of reflects like a white kind of car.
Yeah,
and he's got the briefcase, which implies that's the merchandise he got from Ghost, who most likely Giant Man is retrieving it from. And how intimidating would that be? You think you've gotten away or on the run, then a giant guy comes out of the water like Godzilla to take it back from you.
So, Dragon, the importance of the ferry to me, the ferry detail is. Can you imagine a scene between Spidey and Ant-Man? Like, hey, you save people on a ferry, I save people on a ferry.
That would be funny. And again, assuming this comes before Infinity War, they could probably banter about that a little.
Oh,
I'd imagine there'd be like an exchange of "I'm sorry," like, "Hey, sorry I hit you."
Right. Yeah. Wait, hold on. This is such a cool look for a villain, Dragon.
Yes, he looks, well, I should say, technically. Oh boy, Ghost looks, and this is, Ghost, it's always a design you can kind of mess with, because basically it's kind of like a weird looking gas mask that Ghost has on, but here it always has like the white and the red, so the little red dots there, they're usually placed, it's like has like a gas, they're at the bottom of the face like a gas mask. It doesn't matter, you can always take some liberties with Ghost, and seeing like the tech built into the suit, it looks great. We might get multiple Ghosts. You never know. Like we might have like both the traditional male version, but again, Ghost is a character you can take liberties with. Is what I'm saying. And just I'm very. This to me has made me so happy in this trailer. This and the shrinking build are my favorite parts of this trailer.
Yeah, and I don't know a ton about this this character beyond just kind of like a surface glance. Like, okay, who is the villain of Ant-Man and Wasp? All right, Ghost. All right, do a quick glance at the wiki, so that's really all I know about the character. I'm sure you're way more in tune with it, but just from a practicality point of view, I love how this character sort of seems like a perversion of the MCU tech that we've seen so far.
Yeah, and again, Tiki, it's a great counterpoint to Ant-Man. That Ant-Man has a suit that has a very specific function, and Ghost has a suit that also has a specific function that it phases. The other one, shrinks. It's kind of
right.
Suit. And again, it's not the traditionally Iron Man. It's not like a fighting suit. It's like it's a more clever suit.
Yeah, so we'll definitely have to see. Now, Dragon, remind me, do you know offhand the actress who's playing Ghost?
No, I don't know offhand the actress who's
All right,
playing
because
Ghost.
that's the thing. Like, I'm hearing really stellar things about Michael B. Jordan, Dragon. So I'm wondering if we'll be able to keep up this year with, of course, Michael B. Jordan, then Josh Brolin, of course, with Infinity War.
I just want to say,
So
Michael B. Jordan looks so. Every time I see that Black Panther trailer, it looks so cool. I'm hoping the thing they give away in the trailer with him. I hope that ends up being really cool and not just kind of a knockoff thing. I hope it's going to be really cool. But even before that, him and his cool mask like he has in the comics looks amazing.
uh, so I'm just saying, like, if Ghost can become a third really good Marvel villain this year, we could kind of buck the trend, buck the cliche of like, oh, Marvel films are good, but like they have really weak sauce villains. You know what I'm saying? It feels
Well,
like we're on an upward trajectory here.
I'll say this. Here's my expectation for Ghost. Quite simply, is I would bank on Ghost being another Vulture type bad guy. I really would.
I could see that.
Vulture in that it's a very simple, straightforward villain, and I'm not saying it's going to be as fantastic as Keaton, but it's going to be in the same vein as like a very very direct villain.
I feel like Michael B. Jordan has the potential to usurp Loki, honestly, with all the hype I've been hearing.
Look wise, I could buy that, but also don't let's not write off another character we're finally going to see paid off in Black Panther. Andy Serkis's character of Killmonger. That's going to be. Oh, I'm sorry, not Killmonger. Claw.
I was going to say, Dragon. Different.
Sorry, I'm very excited about Michael B. Jordan, folks. Sorry, but Ulysses Claw.
Look, I'm sure Claw's going to be fun, but he's essentially going to be the Walton Goggins of this movie, Dragon.
I mean, come on. Even look, just that one glimpse we got at Goggins. Come on. I mean, the Claw looks even more cool for reasons I don't want to spoil here. It looks. Come on, he's going to look fantastic.
All right. Moving on. Ghost love aside. I love this Hot Wheels car, Dragon. I really hope it's an actual Hot Wheels car.
That'd be cool. Honestly, I think it belongs to Luis.
Ooh, I like that.
At the very least, I think Luis is going to drive this thing, even if it is a Hot Wheels car. Well, wait a minute. Do Hot Wheels cars have the names written on the side of the doors like that?
I'm not sure. I'd have to go in and look at the different brands and years.
It does look vaguely Hot Wheels-esque, and I could buy that. So
with the flames on the side and the bold colors.
It is a question of functionality, though. Like, again, unless like Hank Pym tinkered with it, that wouldn't make much sense for the Hot Wheels car to be used in a kart chase.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing. Hank Pym could. That's like you said. Hank Pym throughout this movie is kind of inventing a lot of weird, wonky shit. So
right. Okay.
So we get a quick glimpse of Michael Pena somewhere, right?
Yeah, he's coming up.
Okay. Oh yeah,
right there. Yes, man, this thing moves fast.
Yeah, it does. Ah.
But while we have it here, let me say this: I always like the simple kind of helmet functionality. I like how Pena. There he is. Oh, fun fact: everyone from Ant-Man 1's coming back in this, except for Corey Stoll because he's kind of dead.
Well, that's good to know. So we're getting the whole crew back together.
Yes, every living person from Ant-Man's coming back.
I really hope Michael Pena continues his storytelling tradition from.
Yeah, but even the other two, even David DeSmolchin's character is coming back. Doug and Kurt, they're both the whole trio is going to be back. The three wombats, as Hank Pym likes to call them. Of course,
speaking of the helmets, Dragon, I just really appreciate the realistic helmet hair in the shot.
Yeah, I love with Ant-Man. I love that in the 3 times you've seen Ant-Man, the helmet works differently each time. I really appreciate that. You put on the helmet, you have like the faceplate that comes off in Civil War, and here we do kind of the Iron Man retractable things. I love we keep upgrading the suit. And he does have a new suit. It's kind of hard to fully appreciate here, but it's it's like the third Ant-Man suit. So I love that we keep upgrading everything.
Oh, all right.
Of course, we have the shrinking ship here, and we are.
This is most likely the closest thing I'm ever going to get to journey into inner space. The movie Dragon. Magnification.
Most likely, this is the shrinking ship going subatomic in the quantum realm, looking for Janet. Basically, which of course could lead to the multiverse and maybe some Doctor Strange crossover.
Oh dear God, multiverse. Oh, that would be crazy.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine them stumbling onto Marvel Zombies or some crazy stuff like that?
Tiki after Infinity War, heck, maybe even after Avengers 4, you never know. You never know.
Now, Marvel Zombies, like I've jumped ship on The Walking Dead, but if Marvel Zombies was a thing, I would eat
I
that
think
up.
that's the only thing that's going to get me into zombies if they do Marvel Zombies. And here's what's cool. Here's what's cool. If they did Marvel Zombies, and again, this would be after the big deal's been struck. There's very notably, and it brings like as a notable Deadpool character. There's Headpool, the zombie head of Deadpool that lost his body, but is a kind of a sidekick to Deadpool.
Uh-huh.
The zombie head version of himself who he banters with,
God.
and he wears like a propelling beanie that allows him to fly and banter with him.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So again, folks, never rule anything out. I like that we brought back Cat again. Everyone is coming back, and even Cassie, who's grown up, and I like that we're keeping because I liked her in the first one. It seems like she's going to get more to do, and Cassie is definitely a stamp of the Scott Lang Ant-Man books. Cassie has a bigger role in those, but it's nice to keep her in the action.
She's at least coming up with the whole Ant-Man and Wasp idea, the partnership thing.
Yeah, Cassie.
Nice way to kind of get her active in the story. And oh boy, Dragon, this is like one of 3 money shots, I think.
Oh yes. Going up here, I mean, oh boy! Again, she looks great in the costume. We have the costume. It looks as faithful as you could. It honestly looks as faithful as you could get it. In that, she has the yellow and the black pattern. She has the wings, the blaster, everything, and this knife shot coming up here, running on the edge of the knife. Just wow! Oh god, that's
impeccable. Just oh my god. I mean, yeah. I gotta say, Dragon, that might be one of the most impressive shots of all of the trailers we've gotten so far, of anything from Black Panther or Infinity War.
One could say it's on the knife's edge of visual effects.
Especially because it's not just running on the knife; it's her, morphing and then sprouting the wings and just the whole fluid motion of it.
And I love that we have one of these gags coming up, and again, it's a classic Scott Hank moment here.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Where Scott's making the very logical question. Oh,
this
wow!
It's also a classic Michael Douglas moment, Dragon. It's so snarky and just like, no, I have the technology, but you just didn't get it.
And I love that we know that he had the technology. We saw the post-credit scene for him, and that, oh yeah, he had that technology at the ready. He's had that for years, yet he didn't give any of that. It kind of makes Ant-Man even funnier in the grand scheme. Oh yeah, he doesn't have any wings, and he's always bumming the rides off the ants when Hank Pym just kind of wants to screw
like I
over.
said, look at Hank Pym's like stern but disappointed father figure look. I don't know. Tell me you're not feeling that a little bit.
I'm feeling a little bit. I don't think he's going to hold a grudge, though. I see there's definitely.
I don't think he's going to hold a grudge for sure. I agree with you there, but like I said, at the same time, I think a theme is going to be like, Scott, you really let me down.
I think honestly, I think he's just going to ride him for you had to play hero, Scott, didn't you? You just had to play with Captain America. Had to play with your little super friends.
All right, that's interesting because you and I kind of got a different read on the trailer then. Because with the trailer, like I said, for some reason, maybe it's just a totally like I'm picking up different reads on Michael Douglas's body language than you are, but I kind of sense some seething, not seething, but some underlying animosity.
Plus, he is dating his daughter, so he's probably used.
I guess that's where it comes from. Yeah, but
we got to remember also here, at the very least, what we're going to have here. Here's the thing: of tension I can imagine between these two guys, and again, the crux of the plot, I would imagine, is he wants to rescue the love of his life. He wants to go into the quantum realm and save Jan, and that's his main mission. But now Scott, thanks to his antics, at the Avengers, has complicated everything, and it's disaster every which way. And if anything, that would be why he would be mad at Scott. He's frustrated with Scott, and he did the heroic thing. Yeah, he did the heroic thing. Look how much I'm to hide my technology. I'm trying to bring my wife back, and you see, look at what you do, Scott. And everything.
That's a good Michael Douglas impression, I must say. Anyways, okay. almost done here. We have one more. I gotta say, Dragon, the suit. You're right. It is faithful to the comics. I wish there was a little more color to it.
I'm with you there, but I'll take what I can get. All right, and look, and they always
And
improve
I'm
the
sure
suits.
it'll look better when she has the wings.
Yeah,
And
look,
like I said, in small form with the wings, it looks perfect.
I imagine they always upgrade these suits, so down the line they're probably going to brighten it up eventually. But
Uh-huh.
even as is, I think what they're going to do is like when she uses like the energy, like the suit will brighten up a little when she uses like the energy blast.
Sure, sure. No, I did. I did. I love how
I
you
did,
don't get to
Scott.
hear the end of that conversation. Like you can tell Scott's very peeved and he's gonna say something.
I also built Luis's suit while you were while you were busy in prison. I hope you like it.
Really cool logo, by the way.
Yep, and I love the hexagonal pattern with the wasp. That's neat. Now, by
Uh,
the way, with the white poster they have, they did the same thing from the first Ant-Man where it says Ant-Man. It has like a little tiny little Ant-Man in there. Now it's like a little tiny Ant-Man and a little tiny wasp next to it. Of course, here we go. Here's a gag that Deadpool would love. Because as we learned in the Deadpool movie, he is a big Hello Kitty fan.
and this is also, I feel like the equivalent to the Atomic the Tank Engine.
It is, but in the midst of a high speed action chase, and what I love about this team, again from the gadget side of this, and this thing really delighted me. I love all the new features of the Wasp suit, and this is something because they also did something like this in Batman Beyond, and I remember in the first Ant-Man movie bring up a lot that Ant-Man essentially is very much Batman Beyond in the premise, where again it's the older hero passing on the mantle.
Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
we hear what we have. I bring it up because in Batman Beyond, they have this thing on his suit, his high tech suit, where he could shoot batarang disc out of his arms like Turbo Man from Jingle All the Way.
Oh god.
And here, what she's doing is just freaking awesome. Where she's shooting the pin particle disc that we had on the other movies, but she can shoot them from her wrist, from her wasp bracelets, and and shooting that. It's much more handy and accessible. You can aim it better, and in doing so, she just launches it at the Hello Kitty Pet Spencer mid chase here, and so
Uh-huh.
it looks great. It looks
And yeah,
tremendous.
just in terms of visual effects, yeah, I mean, it's like this movie is pretty far out, but the visual effects are really striking, I think.
I mean, it looks
And
real. I mean, it really does.
and it really does show a level of commitment to the effects team, and I also think more importantly, it shows a level of variety with the different stuff we're getting with the of the size manipulation, and that's the thing I'm most excited about with this movie.
We can make Michael Douglas look around 30 years younger. We're gods. We
Oh
can do
god.
anything. Lola all the way. Lola, Lola,
Oh
Lola.
man. All right. So, Dragon, any final thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Oh, again, I'm so excited. It's such a wonderful distraction before Infinity War comes out for me.
I'm telling you though, Black Panther is going to be the Marvel movie of the year. I'm calling it right now. The
Black
hype is just too big for it.
Black Panther and Ant Man right now are the very distractions I'm very happy with, and they're almost like together. It's like they kind of make up together. They kind of make their own Infinity War almost in terms of
I don't
spec.
know, man. Infinity War could kind of implode upon itself. There's always that real possibility.
I don't know. Well, I think honestly at this point, Marvel they like to play hardball with them. Marvel, there's many times, as much as we love Marvel, and we do, especially the MCU, particularly the MCU. Um, it's so funny. Like now they're so successful. They're trying to stump themselves. They're trying to have they almost try to plan their own DC fallbacks in a way, their own setbacks, like DC
Oh God.
accidentally does. Where it's like, you know what, we're a little too successful right now. What do we not want to do? Okay, don't cross over the Netflix shows with any of our other fabulous successful properties. Don't do that. Let's just come with some BS. Let's come with some BS excuse like, oh, tonally it's not right. Oh, people don't, we can't let kids watch Daredevil. They can't handle Anatoly's head getting smashed by a car door. Wham, wham, wham. Anyway, it's anyway. So it's they're pre-planned. A few said we can't be God. All right, we can't be movie gods. We gotta make ourselves human. In the meanwhile, we'll just if they ever get really desperate, then I think that's when they're going to actually have Netflix heroes in an Avengers movie. I think that's as much as I'm going to look forward to that. It's going to be okay. Yeah, I guess we're a little desperate, so we just want new stuff. So okay, bring them in,
right.
bring them in, get us like another $1 billion. Come on, just put it in the corner with the red, like Kevin Feige. Okay, put it in the corner with the hot tub. Come on.
All right.
But yeah, I'm so proud. I'm so excited for Ant-Man. I really am. I'm just yeah, God, just the building shrinking into a rolling bag. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong, Dragon. It's I really feel like the MCU is kind of untouchable at this point. Like they're just rolling out not just crowd pleasing movies, but movies that are going to make a lot of money, movies that you and I are going to love, movies that the more hardcore fans are going to love. And movies that are just quality, like I said, I keep emphasizing this, but Black Panther just seems to be the type of movie.
Two gadget-based movies this year, by the way.
Yeah. So, I'm very excited about the difference in tone with this one. Like I said at the beginning, and the whole idea of like, is this pre or post Infinity War? I feel like we're gonna find that out before Infinity War comes out, of course, because there's going to be that lingering question of like, what's Scott's role going to be if this is pre or post Infinity War, based on Infinity War. That's why I'm kind of hoping we get a reference like in Infinity War between Ant-Man and Spidey, like, hey, I saved a fairy, you saved a fairy, like, and then in Ant-Man and Wasp, we actually see the fairy save happen. I don't know, but yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, Dragon, give us your best Hank Pym to bring us out.
Well, Scott, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go down to Baskin Robbins and get me something sweet to go with this trailer. Go on, Scott. It's the Ant-Man way.